The germs they bring home don't stick around. Use Clorox disinfecting products. You handle life, Clorox handles the germs.
Check.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
50 isn't 50 anymore. Join us as today celebrates Hoda's milestone.
Embrace this. Feel great about it.
If that's 50, I can't wait to get there.
From health and finances to love and family.
It doesn't get any better than this.
There's never been a better time to say, this is 50. Our special series all this week on Today on NBC.
Currently in our area, 91 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain, 50%. Friday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 89. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane. Hurricane 360, premiering August 18th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
We kind of made sure everything is all locked up and buckled down. We put our car all in the garage and then get the water ready, flashlight.
Back fast, Hawaii. For the first time ever, a hurricane is expected to make landfall on the Big Island tonight. Water is more expensive than gas in Hawaii right now. Stores are running out of supplies as the islands get ready for not one, but 2 hurricane landfalls before Monday. All state offices are closed, and President Obama is getting briefings from Homeland Security. And Dave, tonight could be unprecedented for the Big Island.
That's right. When a hurricane or a tropical storm makes landfall on the Big Island, when was the last time that happened in the Big Island? Nobody remembers it. 75-mile-an-hour maximum sustained winds, a minimal hurricane. It's struggling as a hurricane, but even a struggling hurricane, you don't want to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. It's moving in. Hurricane warnings are in effect for the island of Hawaii. That's the Big Island. And here's where most people live, Oahu. That's where Honolulu is. Tropical storm warnings are in effect for you. The weather will start going downhill late tonight and tomorrow. Okay, Hilo just had a shower. That's the first line of showers to come in waves here in Hilo. And flood watches are in effect here. Consider these are volcanoes. All of them. They're formed by volcanoes, so there is slope to these islands. We get heavy rain, that water is on the move. Flash flood watch in effect. For more on this remarkable situation, let's go to hurricane expert Brian Norcross. Brian?
All right, Dave. Yes, indeed. This is a very, very different situation than we're used to with hurricanes because of these mountains that we have to deal with here. As a matter of fact, we think these are probably the highest mountains that we've ever seen a tropical system directly impact, whether it's a tropical storm or a hurricane. And the mountains enhance the problem here because it essentially catches all that water that's in the tropical system, and then it comes down in terms of flooding rains and in terms of floods themselves. And not to mention that, you have the wave issue offshore of Hawaii. Of course, Hawaii famous for big waves. All right, let's look at the satellite here. The one remarkable thing is now we have this hurricane, perhaps tropical storm by the time it gets there, heading for these volcanic islands. The other is, of course, we have one right behind it that is intensifying at the current time. In the tropical update, we're going to look at that in very close detail. But since this is happening tonight, let's look at the radar out of Hilo. Hilo here, and there you see the eye of Hurricane Iselle. We see a couple things there. One is that this is the part where the strongest winds are, and it's kind of broken on this side, and that's just a sign that it's only a Category 1 hurricane. And we also see the rain already there coming into Hilo. Just watch it as it's moving forward, and we can see it's taking a track just about like that is the forecast, and it's moving along at a pretty good clip. Just waves of rain with increasing wind are going to come in there to the Big Island. All right, here are the numbers as of the latest advisory. Came in just at the top of the hour. That's 11 a.m. Hawaii time. That's 5 p.m. Eastern time. 75-mile-an-hour winds, 991 pressure. So the intensity, the peak intensity, is coming down slowly. But as I said, it's not like a normal storm. So it's not all about that. It's all really about how it's going to interact with these mountains when it gets there. So let's time this out for the whole Hawaiian chain now. We start about at this time, 5 p.m. here in the east, 11 a.m. in the Hawaiian Islands. And now watch the timing as we move forward. Now this is a computer simulation here, and it has the center just offshore at 9 p.m. tonight, 3 o'clock in the morning, plus or minus. That's why we're thinking that the center is going to approach the Big Island. At that point, the maximum winds are going to come in here right into the Hilo area, according to the simulation, plus or minus. And that's going to pile the water on the windward side here of the Big Island. They call this Windward Big Island right there. This is the Kona coast over here, and we'll watch the wind over there because that's a more vulnerable coast, and all the southern coasts of these islands are more vulnerable. So the first round here, the winds are going to come in from the northeast across the islands, and that is the less vulnerable coast, but with spectacular waves, and we'll get to the waves there in just a second. And then we go through the night, and you see the winds pick up on Maui, and then they say pick up. So in the morning Hawaii time, this is early afternoon Eastern time, this is when the peak winds are in Honolulu and Oahu there, and coming up toward Kauai on the western end of the islands. Then through the day tomorrow, the center moves on off to the west. The winds peak in Kauai in the early afternoon Hawaii time, and then moving on offshore. Now you see that we start getting some southern flow in here on some of these islands as it goes by. So on the backside, we will see more push of water against those southern coasts. So let's talk about the push of water now. It is different in Hawaii than it is other places that we're used to because of the volcanic structure in this very steep shelf there. And so what happens here is you don't get much surge, but you get huge waves here. So you get a little bit of water rise because the wind pushes the water in, and but then you get huge waves on top of it. You might think the tide might come into play. Well, high tide is about midnight, so that's not too good Hawaii time. But the difference between high and low tide is very, very little today, so that's not really coming into play. But look at the waves. These are wave heights offshore, 16 to 26 feet. Now, in Hilo Bay, there they have a breakwater, and that'll stop those monstrous waves from getting to the city of Hilo, but the entire rest of that coast is going to have huge waves crashing on it, and this is going to be the case throughout the Hawaiian Islands, but especially on these windward sides of the Big Island. Monstrous, monstrous waves. There you see them there, even 10 to 16 feet just offshore of Maui. All right, lots more coming up in the Tropical Update. I'll see you then.
Hurricane expert Brian Norcross. Well, if you weren't amazed by that, maybe you'll be amazed by this. Take a look at this radar image. We've put it into motion, of course. It looks like, what, a hurricane, a tropical storm, something like that? Well, you know what it is? It's Illinois, Arkansas, and Missouri is what it is. This was from earlier today after the thunderstorms passed through St. Louis. But look at the circulation, huh? And then even check out the satellite image. This is from this afternoon. Look at the outflow of these high, thin clouds being feathered out, just like that. This is called a mesoscale convective vortex. Vortex, an area of spin in the atmosphere. And this occurred because thunderstorms developed over the high plains last night. This vortex developed as low pressure thanks to all these thunderstorms developed, and there we have it. If this were over warm water right now, it could be a hurricane because structurally they're very similar. Something else to amaze you. Alex?
All right, Dave, let's stay in the Midwest, talk about the storm threat as we go through today and the next few days. We start with a look at the radar around the St. Louis area. You've seen some rain showers. The heaviest stuff has been staying off into southern parts of Illinois and Indiana. Also, western Kentucky around Paducah, you're going to see those rain showers pick up in intensity, especially on the north side of town. We've got some heavier showers moving through parts of western Tennessee, although you can see weakening a bit, but still some healthy downpours for you as you travel out there. Today's forecast shows the best chance of severe weather in the areas in red, so that does include western parts of Tennessee and Kentucky. We're going to watch for gusty winds, hail, very heavy downpours. Tomorrow, more of the same. Sections of Kentucky, Tennessee, southern Illinois, Missouri, and Arkansas could see that severe chance once again. On Saturday, best chance of wet weather shifts further to the east, but scattered thunderstorms are likely across parts of the Midwest, both Saturday and into Sunday, so you got to keep an eye to the sky. St. Louis, hit or miss thunderstorms for you on Friday and Saturday. We're going to be watching for the same thing. Temps in the upper 80s with more sunshine on Sunday. We leave you with a look at Hilo, Hawaii. We'll have much more on Iselle next.
Currently in our area, 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain 50%. Friday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 89. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Snowfall. Radars indicate there's been flooding throughout the area.
We're getting hail the size of golf balls.
Maglite. Turn your light on, America.
Oh, no.
Who are you?
Daddy, this is Blair. He booked this room with Priceline Express deals and saved a ton.
I got everything I wanted. I always do. These seem nice.
Looks like the Garcias got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick.
I'm outside. Where are you?
I'm right here. I'm in the Buick.
I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
Oh, that's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow.
This is
nice.
Oh, my.
Now get 0% financing for 60 months on any 2014 Buick model during the Buick Summer Sell Down. Hurry, get the best of remaining 2014s before they're gone.
Why do you want Intel-powered computers with special financing?
Wasn't my dress cute?
Everyone getting their work done?
Oh, you betcha. Reply all.
Busy, busy.
And in conclusion...
Because your family needs to always be productive.
Boom.
Well,
oh no.
Almost always. Get the HP All-in-One and now enroll back the Toshiba Touch with special financing with your Walmart credit card. The Intel processing power you want. Online and in-store. Save money. Live better. Walmart.
The sun is setting on summer, but there's still time for one more adventure. Make sure your car's up for it with great summer deals from Pep Boys. Right now, get a do-it-yourself oil change just $15.99. Or let the boys do it for you with our conventional oil change just $21.99. And choose from one of our top-of-the-line Pro Stop do-it-yourself brake pads. Or save $50 instantly with a 2-wheel precision match brake service. Keep your car and your summer going strong. Trust the boys to get you there.
What if a photo were more than a memory? What if it were more than something to share? What if a photo could build that shelf you've always wanted? Or fix a leaky faucet? Or even give you your Saturday back? The new SnapFix app revolutionizes local service. Just snap a photo and Angie's List coordinates a top-rated provider to do the work on your schedule.
The app makes it easy. The power of Angie's List makes it work. Download SnapFix for free.
Introducing York Minis. A bite-sized new way to enjoy the full-size sensation of peppermint and rich rich, dark chocolate. New York Minis. Get the sensation. What makes Florida's natural orange juice taste so uniquely fresh and delicious? Is it the rich Florida soil or the perfect blend of sunshine, rain, and temperature? Maybe it's the fact that Florida's natural oranges are never imported. They're raised right here in Florida and passed with care from our hands to yours. 100% pure, 100% Florida. Florida's natural. Try our new citrus smoothies in the chilled juice section next to our orange juice.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
Hurricane coverage is brought to you by State Farm. When nature strikes, State Farm is there to get you to a better state.
Severe thunderstorms sprinkled around the country. There are a couple of them here. Look at Florida. Look at this line right in the middle. Thunderstorms developed on the East Coast early, West Coast early, collapsed, and their outflows met in the middle. That's what's going on. The spine of Florida. A couple of warnings. Let's get in here. Florida's first coast. Here we are, right there. Just to the south of St. Augustine, a severe thunderstorm warning and probably flooding going on just west of Palm Coast. The counties are Flagler and St. John, just west of I-95. And then here in Central Florida, right along that spine of thunderstorms, you talk about flooding. It's coming down hard. There could be some damaging winds here. Heads up in Highlands County, just east of Sebring. Lots of lightning coming down. Alex, back to you.
Thank you, Dave. Well, it has been 22 years since Hawaii had a landfalling hurricane, but the very first time that the Big Island has ever been hit by a major tropical storm. A hurricane warning is in effect, and our Jim Cantori is in Hilo ahead of the hurricane.
The people of Hawaii are on high alert tonight as Iselle approaches the island chain. More than 2 million people are at risk, rushing to prepare for what could be the first recorded hurricane ever to hit the Big Island. Many are scrambling to stock up on vital supplies and prepare for strong winds and dangerous flooding.
So the number one things they're buying is bottled water, batteries, and some people are buying flashlights.
Officials here have been watching and preparing since at least Monday.
But we know that a tropical storm will also bring a lot of drastic effects, such as flooding, high winds, heavy rain. So we're still definitely going to prepare.
What we're concerned about here is the health and safety of the people of Hawaii.
Locals are monitoring the news and social media to stay on top of the storm. And officials are going on the street to warn people, especially those most vulnerable. They're encouraging homeless residents to take shelter before the storm.
Well, there's a list of emergency shelters to go to where you can evacuate to. You're actually in a high flood zone.
Oh, heck no. Common sense tells me get your butt into a shelter and don't mess with Mother Nature, period.
In a hurricane, most people will need to go to a shelter. And so we have to huddle together, and you got to bring your own stuff, including sleeping bags and your own food and water.
But already some supplies are in short supply as residents rush to prepare.
It sounds kind of serious, yeah, so that's why I was here to try and get some more stuff, but it sounds like it's all gone, so I don't know what we're going to do.
As Iselle makes its approach, people will have to take shelter with what they have, hunkering down for a long night ahead. In Hilo, I'm meteorologist Jim Cantori.
Thank you, Jim. Well, unfortunately for the people of Hawaii, it's not just one storm they have to worry about, but there's another hurricane out there stronger than the one that's bearing down on Florida. And that looks like this weekend for the timing. And that's got people there on high alert. Joining us now on the phone is Erica Engel with the Hawaii Star Advertiser newspaper. Erica, thanks so much for being with us. Are you seeing any effects of the approaching storm yet? Are people already inside?
Hi, Dave and Alex. As it happens, rains from the outer bands of Hurricane Iselle are now falling on the Big Island. That's according to the National Weather Service. Rainfall of 4 to 8 inches is expected from Iselle, but windward or eastern sides of affected islands may get as much as 12 inches of rain. That has impacted schools, the public bus routes, things of that nature. In addition to schools on Hawaii Island and 3 islands of Maui County, public schools on the islands of Oahu and Kauai will be closed tomorrow, according to the State Department of Education.
And quickly, are there shelters people can go to on Hawaii Island?
Absolutely. Many of the shelters are public schools, which is another reason the public schools are being closed. In addition to keeping all the kids, from having to get to school, those schools do act as shelters. Many of them actually are pet-friendly. And in the case of Oahu, at least, public bus service on Oahu will be suspended tonight and shifted into service to get people to those shelters.
All right, great. Thank you so much. Erica Engel with the Honolulu Star-Advertiser newspaper. We're going to continue our coverage of the tropics and Hurricane Iselle next.
It's charging toward Hawaii right now.
And so the conversation turned until the sun went down, and many fantasies were learned on that day. Keep feeling fascination.
Fix it, Dad?
Yeah, I can fix that. I wanted a car that could handle anything. I fixed it! That's why I got a Subaru Legacy.
Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 36 mpg.
I gotta break more toys.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
Joe makes fire,
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Premiering Sunday at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready? Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 90 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain, 50%. Friday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 89. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Compromise, and you're never willing to settle. So why are you wearing glasses with just any progressive lenses? See the difference with Verilux, the only progressive lens brand with lenses designed using wave technology. Enjoy smooth transitions and sharp vision at any distance. See your eye care professional about Verilux, the #1 progressive lens brand. Ask for Verilux. Never compromise your vision.
Now save $30 on Verilux when you combine with Crizal and Transitions lenses.
Ask your eye care professional about Transitions signature lenses.
Get ready to crack, dunk, dip. It's Crab Fest at Red Lobster, the year's largest variety of crab, like new Crab Lovers Trio. Or try new Jumbo Lump Crab over wood-grilled salmon. Crab Fest is now, but only for a limited time, so hurry in and see food differently.
Stanley Steamer is the first carpet cleaning service certified asthma and allergy friendly. It's our new standard of clean. Call about our $99 carpet cleaning special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer, your certified cleaner.
Awesome! I've been Claritin Clear for 8 days.
At the first sign of your allergies, doctors recommend taking 1 Claritin every day of your allergy season for continuous relief.
21 days. 14 days of continuous relief.
Live Claritin Clear every day.
Do you remember
remember the hassle of vacuuming before the Dyson Digital Motor? Before it gave the DC59 Motorhead powerful suction and perfect balance in your hand for cleaning those difficult-to-reach places? And before our direct drive cleaner head increased brush bar power by 75%, DC59 Motorhead outcleans the 5 best-selling full-size vacuums across carpets and hard floors without the hassle of a cord.
In the nation, the safest feature in your car is you. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off for every year of safe driving, which for you shouldn't be a problem.
Are you ready to take it all off this summer?
I took it all off, and I'm glad I did. 35 pounds gone.
If you said that I could get in a bathing suit again, I'd say you're crazy. But I did it.
There's still time to look hot and feel great this summer. And now, lose your first 5 pounds fast with a Fast 5 from Nutrisystem.
I've lost 40.5 pounds on Nutrisystem, and I feel fabulous.
You'll lose 5 pounds your first week or your money back, guaranteed.
I'm Erin, and I lost 30 pounds.
Order your 28-day My Way plan right now, and we'll rush you the Fast 5 free. You'll get 1 week of fantastic energizing shakes, 1 week of amazing Craving Crusher shakes, 1 week of delicious meals, all free. And the best news, call in the next 4 minutes and you'll also get the all-new smoothies, absolutely free. Millions of people have lost weight with Nutrisystem, and now you can too. Time is running out. Call now and get all this, plus 1 week of smoothies free. Don't wait.
Call 888-654-SIZE and lose your first 5 pounds free.
Now My Home Inspiration starts at Joss & Main. Sign up now and discover new sales every day at jossandmain.com.
Right now, Hawaii is in the path of 2 severe storms. Our own Jim Cantori is live from the islands tracking this rare threat. Keep it here on the Weather Channel.
It's 53 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Norcross here with your tropical update. Lots going on, all in the Pacific Ocean. Let's go take a look here and just make brief mention of the 2 systems on either side of our 2 hurricanes. Of course, this is where our concern is right here. It's 2 hurricanes heading for Hawaii. We have a super typhoon out here, 160 mile per hour super typhoon Genevieve that actually came from the other side of the ocean. So this has been going a long time, but it's moving away out into the open ocean. And look over here at an invest just off of Mexico, but not expected to be a threat. Okay, let's look at our 2 hurricanes here. And this is on the water vapor. Now, this is where we look at the amount of moisture in the middle and upper levels of the atmosphere. And here you have Isel. And notice the oranges around Isel, all around it. It's surrounded by dry air. And that's one of the contributing factors, we think, to this weakening trend that we have seen in Isel. Of course, that was expected, the other being the cooler water underneath. So Isel has dry air around it, but look over here at Julio. Julio doesn't have as much dry air around it, and indeed, Julio is very impressive on the satellite. First, taking a look at Isel close up on the visible satellite, where we're looking down like we have a camera in space, which indeed we do, and we don't see the eye anymore, except maybe a little impression right there. We see the thunderstorms on this side. We don't see them over here. We also see a band coming into Hilo right now, and our Jim Cantori is in Hilo. We'll join him, by the way. He'll be with us at 7 o'clock tonight. He's reporting the rain has begun there off and on, and the waves are picking up offshore coming toward Hilo Harbor. Now over to Julio, because we really want to break this down. This is continues to be a significant issue, and look at that. That is what we're so glad that Isel does not look like. Very impressive looking hurricane. Next advisory, I wouldn't be surprised to see the winds go up on that. But as of the advisory, 5 o'clock at the top of the last hour, 105 miles per hour was the estimate from the National Hurricane Center in Miami. 970 is the pressure estimate. And by the way, it says 2 p.m. there Pacific time because the Hurricane Center does it. When the Hurricane Center does it, they do it in Pacific time. When it switches over to Hawaii, they do it in Hawaii time. So that's why Isel is in Hawaii time and this one is in Pacific time, moving to the west at 17. Now, what's going to happen with this? Here's the thing. thinking from the Hurricane Center that it's going to continue to be quite strong here into tomorrow and then begin, like Iselle, a weakening trend as it approaches Hawaii. Now, the current forecast is indicating that the center misses a bit to the north, but this is a pretty good sized system. So some effects, if this were to be the case, unless it were to really hug the right side of the track, still would get some effects here over the weekend, especially into Sunday and then Monday for the western part of the Hawaiian Islands there because of the side effect of Julio. That would be the thinking here, and notice weakening as it goes through the islands, but still pretty formidable tropical storm in this thinking. And if they're forecasting 70, it could be a hurricane, especially as strong as it looks right now. But here's the deal. To get there, it has to go over that green there, and that green is coolish water, so that's one of the negative factors in the forecast for intensity. Then the thinking is that once it gets past that, even though it gets back to warmer water, it will have weakened some by that time. In terms of where it might go, take a look at the various computer models and why the Hurricane Center has forecasted to go north of the island. There's only one of the major computer models forecasting it to come through the islands here. All the rest of them up in here, clustered up in there, a good ways north. So that's why the Hurricane Center has that forecast, but still a number of days out all the way to the weekend. So obviously that forecast can still change. All right, back with a full update on Iselle at the top of the hour, and I'll see you then.
Thank you so much, Brian. And Weather Center Live is back at the top of the hour as we head live to Hawaii as people there prepare for not one but two potential hurricanes.
Here's a live look at Waikoloa on the Big Island. Beautiful weather there, but clouds are building in from the west side. Hilo's cloudy and rainy, and the winds are picking up. We'll have the very latest next.
Currently in our area, 89 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain, 50%. Friday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 89. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Getting ready for what could seem like hell.
And here in Hawaii, we're waiting for this hurricane to get here. It's just beginning, at least the outer bands. An unprecedented storm for the Big Island. This is the first time that we've ever seen a hurricane in the island of Hawaii. We are all over this story.
Live from the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you're watching Hurricane Central.
Since records began here in Hawaii in 1950, a hurricane has never hit the Big Island. Now, in fact, for being right in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it's rare for that state, tiny one, to get any tropical activity to hit them. Alex, it looks as if Hurricane Iselle will make landfall in less than 12 hours.
That is right. We are looking at Iselle right now. Winds at 75 miles per hour. This is moving west-northwest. There's the Big Island of Hawaii right in the path. And we do have hurricane watches, or rather warnings, I should say, posted for the Big Island. Tropical storm warnings for the other islands. So those are the areas shaded in red. The hurricane warning, though, does continue as things are expected to worsen as we head into the overnight. Flash flood watch out for all the islands of Hawaii as heavy rainfall going to be one of the big threats. So let's head out to our senior hurricane specialist, Brian Norcross, with more expert analysis.
All right, Alex, now Iselle is within radar range of the radars that are on the Big Island, and we can see the eye now. Take a look, or well, actually probably better call it a center because it's not a continuous eye. There you see it right there, and so you can imagine that the strong winds are in that area right there. That's the strongest winds. You see how far offshore they are. So these strongest winds will be in there into the Big Island here. Just after midnight tonight is our thinking. There's already a band here. Jim Cantore reporting rain in Hilo now, and what's also happening is those winds are pushing the water in against the island. Let's put it in motion here, and we go back through the last 3 hours, and you can see things moving in. You see the eye coming into radar range. Now, we're only seeing the very top of it, because if you think about it, the radar is down here, and if this is the ground, it's shooting up. So we're only seeing the very tops of these thunderstorm cells rotating around the eye. They'll come into better view as they get closer on there to the Big Island. There you see the latest advisory as of the top of the last hours at 5 o'clock Eastern, 11 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time, 75 miles per hour, 991 millibars, and moving to the west-northwest at 16. At that time, it was estimated the center was about 195 miles offshore. So if you do that math, you come up with 10 hours. So you figure that out and you get into the middle of the night. But the left side of the eye, which is not necessarily the strongest in this case, will get there before that. So sometime around midnight or so, we think that the peak winds will start to arrive on the Big Island. So here we see the impacts now. This is a computer analysis of the winds. This is at 1 o'clock Hawaii time this afternoon, so 7 p.m. our time, so essentially right now, within the next hour, where the computer analyzes it'll be, how the winds will be pushing here against the Big Island. So the wind's coming in like that. Now watch as we go through time here. Here comes the center, and it comes up to the Big Island. So 5 o'clock plus or minus Hawaii time, late evening, 11 p.m. to midnight Eastern time. There we get these maximum winds. You see them in the purple there, pushing in toward the Hilo area and the Big Island. So this is when we're got the maximum push of water up against this coast, not in terms of storm surge so much, but more in terms of the huge waves being pushed in there. And here you see on the close-up, the angle is just supreme for generating maximum energy against that coast. It's pushing the water away from this coast, but against this windward coast of the Big Island, where Hilo is, that's where that maximum push of air is. And now here's where the analysis is that the rainfall will be falling at that time. So that's Hilo right there. So this is showing it just outside of Hilo, but imagine that you're getting some rain pushing into Hilo late evening here. And this is a band, a good band coming in. But the other thing to note here is that the computer analyzes that the rain will be enhanced against the mountains here. So what happens is the moisture, the tropical moisture is pushed against these mountains, goes up, and heavier rain occurs up on these mountains that reach up almost to 14,000 feet. Not only that, some of that air gets funneled between those mountains. So when we go around the island, here you can see that some of the air is funneling in here, some is coming between Maui and the Big Island, and you actually get a swirl on this side of the island. So the wind is very erratic, the moisture is very erratic, but these mountains enhance both the wind and the rain. In terms of the timing, so here it comes in here this evening. The thinking is perhaps is just under hurricane strength, so the slow weakening trend continues, and we have a strong tropical storm. But that doesn't make any difference on the effects here. And slowly weakens as the center heads on off to the west and passing by Oahu there. So when we say a.m., we kind of mean the middle of the night there. So passing by beginning, say, 4 a.m. In Honolulu, and then continuing through the morning hours, and then by Friday evening, passing by Kauai, and then on out to sea. And then, of course, we have Julio behind it, and we'll have a breakdown on Julio coming up in the Tropical Update later on. All right, see you in just a little bit.
Brian Norcross, thank you so much for that expert analysis. Brian Norcross, our hurricane expert here at the Weather Channel. By the way, Hawaii is 6 hours behind East Coast, or if you live in San Francisco, they're 3 hours behind you. Just something to keep in mind if you're trying to compute that as you watch these presentations. Here we are in the middle of the country, and boy, we've had some tropical downpours. I'm telling you, here in St. Louis, we're working on 2 inches of rain, and if we get over that, it's an all-time record that has stood since 1906 for wet August 7th. Wow. Memphis had some wet, stormy weather. This stormy weather is going to be slowly moving into the Mid-South. Memphis, Fort Campbell, Nashville, Jackson, Tupelo, Mississippi. Upper-level disturbances from the west come in and over. We have southerly winds, pretty good wind shear. That's the kind of thing that gets thunderstorms rotating, and you can get some severe weather, and that's exactly what we're expecting near this front. Tomorrow, Tulsa, Oklahoma to Knoxville, Tennessee. Saturday, perhaps a little further east, but this whole area of the country, from the northern and central plains all the way out into the Carolinas and Georgia, the chance for severe thunderstorms. Stay with us for more on the Hawaii situation after this.
Why is it smart to talk to farmers for your auto insurance? Because we believe that doing things right is more important than just doing them fast. And because we don't want you to miss out on things like accident forgiveness, where we forgive an accident every 3 years without raising your rates. Talk to farmers and get the coverage you want, not just the coverage that's fast.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Call us today at 1-800-FARMERS. Brought to you by Farmers. Get smarter at farmers.com.
Discover Brookside and discover an exciting combination of tastes. Rich dark chocolate covering soft centers, flavored with exotic fruit juices. It's chocolate and fruit flavors like you've never experienced before. Discover Brookside.
From restoring damage in just one room to an entire building. Turn to the cleanup team that's here in your community and here to help at 1-800-SERVE-PRO, like it never even happened.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive, but how to truly live.
Show makes fire.
Fat Guys in the Woods, premiering Sunday at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 89 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain, 50%. Friday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 89. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Drops you into nature's deadliest predicaments and asks, so you think you'd survive?
Oh my God!
Premiering Sunday at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Today we're getting record snowfall.
Radars indicate there's been flooding throughout the area.
We're getting hail the size of golf balls.
Maglite. Turn your light on, America. What if there was a credit card where the reward was that new car smell and the freedom of the open road? A card that gave you that I'm 16 and just got my first car feeling. Presenting the Buy Power card from Capital One. Redeem earnings toward part or even all of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac with no limits. So every time you use it, you're not just shopping for goods. You're shopping for something great. Learn more at buypowercard.com.
Each year, 95% of homeowners won't have a claim. That's why Allstate Claim-Free Rewards get you money back for every year you don't have one. And why, if you're part of the other 5%, Allstate offers Claim Rate Guard, so your rates won't go up just because of the claim. No matter what comes your way, your home protects you. Protect it back. Allstate Home Insurance. From an Allstate agent.
What makes Florida's natural orange juice taste so uniquely fresh and delicious? Is it the rich Florida soil or the perfect blend of sunshine, rain, and temperature? Maybe it's the fact that Florida's natural oranges are never imported. They're raised right here in Florida and passed with care from our hands to yours. 100% pure, 100% Florida. Florida's natural. Try our new citrus smoothies in the chilled juice section next to our orange juice.
Thank you for staying with us here on Weather Center Live. We've got storms going on in parts of New England. We've seen reports of hail, and we still have a severe thunderstorm warning into the following counties. We are looking at New Hampshire. It's Rockingham and Stafford counties until 6:45 Eastern time that we have this severe thunderstorm warning. Hail, also very heavy rainfall, and strong wind gusts will all be possible with this system or storm as it moves off towards the south and east. We've got storms firing into the state of Florida as well. No sunshine here, just some heavy rain through parts of central Florida, and one severe warning for Polk County until 6:30. Dave.
Thanks for the heads up, Alex. Well, Hurricane Iselle is beginning to arrive, starting to get windy and rainy on the east side of the Big Island, and conditions will get worse this evening. Heavy rains, winds gusting over 60 miles an hour. Now, it will be Hawaii's first direct hurricane in 22 years. And what makes this even more of a rare event is there's another storm right behind it. Well, NBC's Jennifer Bjorklund is now in Honolulu, where it's beautiful, it's sunny, and she joins us as people there are preparing for a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, so far so good, Dave, Alex. It's beautiful here, but things can change very quickly, as we know with hurricanes, and they're expecting Iselle to make landfall in the morning. And when it does, if it hits the Big Island, the hope is that it'll just kind of fall apart. But then right behind it, it's Julio. The remote beauty of these islands is also what makes them inhospitable at times, as not one but two hurricanes head for the Hawaiian island chain.
We are as fully prepared today as it's possible for us to be.
What's there on store shelves is all that will be there. Natives know to stock up when shortages are imminent.
Just get the basic necessities: gas tanks, flashlight batteries, canned goods.
But hurricane preps aren't in their built-in survival skill set. Only 3 have hit the island since the 1950s. The most recent, Iniki, more than 20 years ago, destroyed 1,400 homes and killed 6 people. But people here are remembering that quickly.
We kind of made sure everything is all locked up and buckle down.
Hawaii's primary election is Saturday. Candidates asking supporters to pull up banners and signs that could become projectiles. Early voting centers closing because of the storms may affect turnout. Flooding and power outages may bring bigger troubles than winds. With these storms, high rises leaving people with mobility limits stranded.
We'll live on the 24th floor, and I found out the hard way that without an elevator, at 24 floors is a walk.
And in the midst of storm preps,
I felt like an earthquake.
A reminder that nature's beauty can turn without warning.
You are going to. She might. Well, yeah, she might walk by then. He has our original list, but she might.
And it was only a 4.5 magnitude quake, which otherwise might be a pretty big deal around these parts. But they have bigger fish to fry right off the coast here. You guys, back to you.
We sure will. Thanks a lot, Jennifer Bjorklund, for reporting live from Honolulu, where a tropical storm warning is in effect.
Well, what do you do when you're only real isolated and you're talking about a hurricane coming your way? So you're stranded with what supplies you've got.
Wait. We'll get to that right after this commercial. Can you hang out?
This storm was like no storm in 50 years. Joey's Pizza and Pasta was all down the drain. There wasn't a spoon left. Everything was gone. My Trusted Choice insurance agent called to say, hey, Joe, we're going to get you your money, you're going to rebuild your restaurants, and everything's going to be fine. Within 3 weeks, we had some money in our hands to get the ball rolling. Joey's is back, better than ever.
For a Trusted Choice independent insurance agent near you, visit trustedchoice.com.
People all over the world know us, but they don't yet know we're a family. We're right where you need us. At the next job, next adventure, or at the next exit. Helping you explore super destinations and do everything under the sun. 12 brands, more hotels than anyone else in the world. So wherever you want to be, whatever you want to do, chances are we're already there. For a chance to win $1 million, visit WyndhamRewards.com.
The General is not your grandma's car insurance company. Check us out. At The General, you can get affordable car insurance online or over the phone in just minutes, regardless of your driving record. The down payment and monthly payments are low, and you choose your due date. Get an anonymous free quote now. For a great low rate you can get online, go to The General and save some time.
With Crizal No Glare lenses, neither water, nor scratch, nor smudge, nor glare of night can keep you from the clearest vision possible. And Crizal has ESPF 25 to protect your eyes from the damaging rays of the sun. Crizal. Live life in the clear.
What are you doing? Packing my lunch with the stuff you got at Walmart. Between school, homework, and soccer practice, I'm gonna need all the energy I can get.
Huh. And who's that one for?
You. Between taking me to school, helping me with my homework, and running me to soccer practice, you're gonna need all the energy you can get, too.
Good point.
Get a smarter start to school with all of your lunch favorites like Jif, Smuckers, and Snack Pack. Unbeatable prices, guaranteed by Savings Catcher. Save money, live better. Walmart.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive, but...
Especially at quiet times, ringing in the ears used to bother me a lot. Then my doctor told me about lipoflavonoid, said it improves inner ear circulation to help relieve the ringing. He was right. Lipoflavonoid, #1 doctor recommended to relieve ringing in the ears.
What's your vet IQ? Do you know why vets recommend Minties? Because Minties helps clean teeth, freshen breath, and control plaque and tartar for a fraction of the cost of Greenies. Now that's a good trick. High quality without the high cost. That's Vet IQ Smart.
Mom and Dad told us they had just made their funeral and burial prearrangements. We thought they already had taken care of that. When we learned it was through Beth Israel and Eternal Light, we knew everything would be handled in the most caring and professional way. We realized it would be one of the most difficult days of our lives. It inspired my husband and me to make our own prearrangements so the burden wouldn't fall on our children when that day comes. It's not an easy thing to think about, but I'm so glad we did.
Only Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP. Don't wait. Call now.
Right now, Hawaii is in the path of 2 severe storms. Our own Jim Cantori is live from the islands tracking this rare threat. Keep it here on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain, 50%. Friday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. High 89. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hurricane Iselle headed for Hawaii. We'll have that story in just a moment. But first, severe thunderstorms are coming out of the Rocky Mountains and heading eastward into Kansas. This could be our next MCV cluster of thunderstorms that heads toward the Mississippi River. You know, we've got that one right now. This is the one that was in the plains. It's now over the Mississippi River Valley. Check it out on radar. Advance meow. Yeah. Okay, we got that. All right, till midnight. Goodland, Kansas, and of course this one in Colorado. And these are the thunderstorms heading actually nobody's being impacted by this. There's very few people who live out here. Yuma, Colorado, Eckley and Yuma are the big towns in eastern Colorado. Heads up for damaging winds. This was last night's set of storms, the one that put down 3.5 inches of rain this morning in Kansas City. That has now moved. It's still raining in St. Louis. Temperatures in the mid-70s for a high today. Our average high is 89. And further south, these slow-moving thunderstorms over already wet, soggy areas showers have caused a flash flood warning to be issued. This is just south of Jackson, and this is I-40 that runs from Nashville to Memphis. So be very careful, because there are some gully washers, and you get caught behind an 18-wheeler with this kind of rain, you won't be able to see. So be careful, my friend, okay? All the way up into western parts of Kentucky, home area for Sam Champion, actually. Madisonville and up toward Evansville, you're about to get in on some gusty showers. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you so much, Dave. Let's take a look at your tropical update now, because we have a few storms to talk about, not just Iselle, although that's obviously the most imminent threat to Hawaii, but we've also got Julio, this one just off towards the east of Iselle, also headed towards Hawaii. Invest 98E, and then out over the dateline, Super Typhoon Genevieve. Kept the name Genevieve, but now a typhoon because it is east of the dateline, or west of the dateline, I should say. Hurricane Julio, 2 o'clock update, winds now 105 miles per hour. This is also moving to the west, so toward the Hawaiian Islands. As we look at the forecast, the track expected for Hurricane Julio, it does not look at this point like it will make a direct hit onto the islands of Hawaii. However, it could still be an impactful storm. A lot can change, too, between now and the end of the weekend when we are going to be watching this. You can see by Sunday morning off to the north of the Big Island, Monday morning off to the north and west, really, of Honolulu, but still could be an impactful storm, even though they may not see a direct hit on Hawaii. Now, out into the middle of the Pacific, you can see Hawaii on the upper right-hand side of your screen. This is Super Typhoon Genevieve, right now with winds at 150 miles per hour, pressure down to 950 millibars. This storm not going to affect land. What is going to affect land and has been impacting some of the southern islands of Japan? Typhoon Halong. Right now, winds at 85 miles per hour. Earlier today, some of those islands were reporting gusts over 100 miles an hour, and this is going to continue north, impacting the main island of Japan as we head into the upcoming weekend. So, Dave, we've got a lot to watch for in the tropics.
We do, and plenty of reasons to stay in the air conditioning today.
Yeah, I've been glad I was at work. Actually, it's too hot in Atlanta. It's just too hot.
It was the hottest day of the year. What, the hottest day in the last, 2 years?
Yeah,
95 this afternoon. Our current temperature, 93. And look at the merry-go-round of showers, you know? Up in Rome, Georgia, up here, they had some showers. Cooled them down to 76. Oh, no problem. We were baking at 95. And it looks like partly cloudy. At least it's a dry rush hour home. You know, the schlep through Atlanta roads, afternoon rush hour, is like nothing else you've ever experienced. It's just one of those things you say, oh, I give up. You know, people out there driving along and they're waving white handkerchiefs, you know, as a sign that they just give up. I'm sorry, you know. Boy, that rush hour. We've got some storms to the rescue that'll keep the temperatures below 95 this weekend for Atlanta easily. Hey, how about Valdosta, 100? The hot spot in the country right now is Laredo, Texas, 106. Raleigh looking good. Charleston, what a town. Florida thunder showers still going gangbusters in the center of the state. Here's your forecast for storms through the weekend. Another storm like the one we had move into the Mississippi Valley heads into the Tennessee Valley Friday and Saturday. So we're going to have a chance of thunder, a better chance of showers, Atlanta, Birmingham, Valdosta, and that'll keep the temperatures below 95 degrees, way below. Hey, stay with us for Weather Channel live coverage all day and night. We're talking about the hurricane. Remember, if you're away from your TV set, you can always stay on top of the tropics at weather.com and on your smartphone with the Weather Channel app.
So, Duke, what do you think of our new Bush's Baked Beans video game?
I think I'm getting the hang of it.
Okay, now pick up the specially cured bacon, hit it with the brown sugar. Now, roll that beautiful bean footage. Yes! Bush's Baked Beans are slow cooked according to our secret family recipe for big flavor. High score! You get to put your name on the Wall of Fame. Whoa, game over.
Aw, you're no fun.
Enjoy Bush's Baked Beans, still made from our secret family recipe.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick with a special offer from GoDaddy. Right now you can... Tony? Tony?
My bad.
And action.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick with this... Hi, Are you serious?
Okay, here's Danica's special. Get Website Builder for $1. Includes a free domain name at GoDaddy.com.
Danica!
Oops.
Sadly, Angela's gotten used to the odor her cat leaves in the couch. She no longer smells it. Yep, she's gone nose blind. We staged an intervention to help her sister break the news.
To the left. This is exactly what your house smells like. For real? Yes. Oh, you are tripping, really?
Febreze Fabric Refresher eliminates pet odors you've gone nose blind to.
Smells good.
One of the many ways Febreze helps you and your guests. Breathe happy.
Geico's been helping people save money for over 75 years. They've really stood the test of time, much like these majestic Rocky Mountains, which must be named after the rock.
That would be Rocky the Flying Squirrel, Mr. Gecko, sir. Obviously.
Come on, Bullwinkle. They're named after...
First President George Rockington.
That doesn't even make any sense, Mr. Winkle.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Get $37 entire house installation plus free pad upgrade when you buy Stainmaster Carpet and Pad at Lowe's.
Hey, pal. You ready? Can you pick me up at 6:30?
I'm here.
Too late.
I'll go for 5 minutes. Move it. Killing me. You know what, Dad? I'm good.
It may be quite a while before he's ready, but our Subaru Legacy will be waiting for him.
The longest-lasting midsize sedan in its class. Introducing the all-new Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru. When it's hot outside, it can get dangerously hot inside your car. So this summer, make sure you look before you lock. The Weather Channel proudly supports kidsincars.org in their efforts to implement safety measures to protect our children. For more information and to show your support, go to weather.com/TV today.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Of rain, 50%. Friday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 89. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday night, we're showing 3 regular guys what it takes to survive.
Fat Guys in the Woods, premiering Sunday at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Off the couch into the weather.
We kind of made sure everything is all locked up and buckled down. We put our car all in the garage and then get the water ready, flashlight.
Act fast, Hawaii. For the first time ever, a hurricane is expected to make landfall on the Big Island tonight. Water is more expensive than gas in Hawaii right now, and stores are running out of supplies as the islands get ready for not 1 but 2 hurricane landfalls before Monday. All state offices are closed, and President Obama is getting briefings from Homeland Security. And Dave, tonight could be unprecedented.
It will be unprecedented. You know, it's already happening here on the Big Island. You can see some of the lower clouds right here as opposed to the cold high clouds. Winds are really gusting out here. Hilo on the east coast, but then Kailua Kona on the west coast. The winds gusting to 41 miles an hour at the airport. The temperature's 92. It's hot, it's dry, it's windy. The pressure field from the hurricane is now coming in upon us. Hurricane warnings are in effect for the Big Island. Tropical storm warning in effect for you in Honolulu. and a flash flood watch in effect. One of the big stories here, what happens to all the water that comes down from the sky? Well, our hurricane expert Brian Norcross is right here. He's got the answers. Brian?
Yeah, that's exactly the question, Dave. It really is not so much about the hurricane. When you take a tropical storm that's weakening down to probably a strong tropical storm strength, you take a hurricane weakening down to a strong tropical storm strength and put it with the Hawaiian Islands because of those mountains. It's really all about the mountains and what's happening under the ocean that is going to be very different than what we're used to with hurricanes on the East Coast. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the satellite image, and this really is an unprecedented event to see two hurricanes out here like this, both heading in the direction of Hawaii, even though Julio is expected, I hate to say expected at this point, is forecast, the center of it is forecast to head to the north, but it's a good ways off. All right, let's concentrate on Iselle because that's imminent and it is within radar range. The radar is coming out of the big island here, and there's the center of Iselle right there. Already raining in Hilo, as Dave was saying, and the temperatures are dropping because of the strong winds coming in now and just picking up. Not terribly strong, but getting a little gusty and picking up as the center of the storm comes in. And there you see this outer band rotating in, but this is where the strongest winds are here, and those strongest winds that are going to push the water on up against this windward coast of the big island there. So here are the latest numbers as of the advisory that was at 5 o'clock Eastern or 11 a.m. Hawaii time. There's 6 hours difference there. 991 millibars, west-northwest at 16. There was 195 miles from the center out to Hilo. So the tip of the island is a little closer than that. Also, the hurricane has some size. So when you add all that up, the edge of the storm comes in sometime around midnight Eastern time or 6 o'clock on Hawaii time. And that would be on the tip of the island, a little bit later than that in Hilo. All right, so let's talk about the timing of this on through the islands and when the winds are arriving. Here you see the dark reds. That's the strongest winds according to the computer analysis, and you see they're not quite to Hilo. There's Hilo right there on the big island. Let's go ahead in time. Now, we started at 1 p.m. Hawaii time, which is just 7 p.m. Eastern time, so about right now. So here we are now down to 9 o'clock this evening in Hawaii. In other words, the middle of the night in on the East Coast, and the center is about even with the tip of the island. Now, the new model, which just came in, actually locates it to the south, but it really doesn't make any difference because the strong winds are pushing into this windward side where Hilo is here and pushing up against these mountains. Also, notice what the model analyzes over here is another swirl back here. That's a combination of things, I think, in the model. One is just because of the artifact of the wind coming around the mountains and then swirling like that. The other is watch the center kind of deform and then reform as it interacts with those big mountains there on the island of Hawaii. Then it moves on by, and now you can see we're at 8 o'clock in the morning Hawaii time tomorrow. This would be early afternoon on the East Coast. That's when the strongest winds come into the Honolulu area and Oahu, and notice they all come from the windward side, from the east-northeast side there. So that's the side that we're used to getting winds on in the Hawaiian Islands, as the winds come in like that every single day, but these will be stronger up in the 50s, we think, at least in gusts, as the center goes by to the south, and it may not go that far south. This is just the computer model simulation. And then it passes by Kauai on the western end of the Hawaiian Islands in the early afternoon there, so tomorrow evening. In other words, it takes all day tomorrow really to get on by, and then the winds just taper off from east to west. Now, one of the things that's very different in Hawaii is the way storm surge works. There really isn't much storm surge. It's because there's a very steep slope here offshore, and so it's not the storm surge, but the water being pushed in by the wind. It's the waves. It's the energy from the waves. And the tides are not really coming into play. There's only about a foot swing between low and high tide there, but it's these monstrous waves that are going to be generated by the energy of the hurricane. Look at that, 16 to 26 feet off that windward side there of the big island. Island, and even 10 to 16 feet up on Oahu and Maui offshore. And some of that energy, 10, 15 feet, maybe 20 feet, coming ashore in some of those exposed coastal areas. So waves are going to do damage anything down at the coastal level if it's not protected by a breakwater, as they are in Hilo. All right, more with the tropical update in just a few minutes. Send it back to Dave.
Thank you, Brian. Well, it's time to be amazed. And of course, we've all seen the hurricanes and the typhoons that are out there, and there are a bunch of them. In the Pacific, Halong, Genevieve, Iselle about to hit Hawaii, and then Julio. Well, I have a question for you. Given that we've seen that on the Weather Channel the last few days, what do you suppose that is? Is it one of, we've taken the map off of here, you know, to make it a little more difficult. Can you tell what it is? It's an area of swirl over Missouri. This is a radar from earlier this afternoon. Look at that. Kind of looks like a hurricane, doesn't it? The swirling and then some almost like feeder bands swirling into this area. Well, would you know it? This thing is constructed in a similar fashion to a hurricane. If this were sitting over the Gulf of Mexico, Jim Cantore be standing on a beach in Pensacola. I'm telling you. But fortunately, it's not, and it won't be. But look at that. Look at the outflow here, huh? Just like tropical systems. Mesoscale convective vortex. Today's Amaze Me segment. Alex, what do you have for us?
Well, I've got some storm threat for the Midwest. We're going to stay right in that part of the country, watch some of the areas where we could see storms today and also where we could see storms over the next several days. We do have thunderstorms around the St. Louis area, more down towards the Rolla area. We've got some heavy rain, though, through parts of southern Indiana, southern Illinois, and even western Kentucky. Out west, we have seen some severe weather into parts of Colorado. You can see not much in Nebraska, Kansas, or Oklahoma, but eastern Colorado, that's where the action is. You can see off to the northeast and southeast of Denver. Today's severe threat, excluding out west, we could see some severe storms into parts of western Tennessee, Kentucky, northwest Mississippi, also parts of Arkansas, Missouri. Tomorrow, many of the same areas, again, under that threat for severe thunderstorms. Could see hail, damaging winds, and heavy rain. And over the weekend, scattered thunderstorms possible across the Midwest. So both weekend days, you got to keep an eye out. A little more widely scattered for this part of the country on Sunday. Here's your St. Louis forecast. Watch the sky on Friday and Saturday. Sunday, don't forget the SPF. We'll be back with more on Hurricane Iselle next.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, with thunderstorms in the area. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain, 50%. Friday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, high 89. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Compromise, and you're never willing to settle. So why are you wearing glasses with just any progressive lenses? See the difference with Verilux, the only progressive lens brand with lenses designed using wave technology. Enjoy smooth transitions and sharp vision at any distance. See your eye care professional about Verilux, the #1 progressive lens brand. Ask for Verilux. Never compromise your vision.
Now save $30 on Verilux when you combine with Crizal and Transitions lenses.
Ask your eye care professional about Transitions signature lenses.
Oh, no.
Who are you?
Daddy, this is Blair. He booked this room with Priceline Express deals and saved a ton.
I got everything I wanted. I always do. You seem nice.
At Panera Bread, our new flatbread sandwiches may be flat. The flavors are anything but. So whether it's taste inspired by the freshness of the Mediterranean or the smoky spice of the Southwest, bold, adventurous Thai flavors. You always get flavor that's anything but flat, and always with chicken raised without antibiotics. New flatbread sandwiches from Panera, each 360 calories or less. Try one today.
Okay, ladies, whenever you're ready.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I got this. Oh, no, I'll get it.
Let me get it. I don't want you to pay for this.
It's not happening, honey.
Let her get it. She got her safe driving bonus check from Allstate last week, and it's her treat.
What about a tip?
Oh, here's one. Get an Allstate agent.
Nice.
Switch today and get 2 safe driving bonus checks a year for driving safely, only from Allstate. Call 866-788-0900 now.
Here we go. Hold on, man. Is that a leak up there? That's a drip.
Okay.
Now that's a leak.
That is a leak.
And if you don't have Allstate Renters Insurance, game over.
Protect your valuables from things like water damage for as low as $4 a month when you add renter's insurance to your Allstate auto policy. Call 866-788-0900 now. And if you're a safe driver, you can save up to 45%.
Just a few more ways Allstate is changing car insurance for good.
Call an Allstate agent and get a quote now.
What if there was a credit card where the reward was that new car smell and the freedom of the open road? A card that gave you that I'm 16 and just got my first car feeling. Presenting the Buy Power card from Capital One. Redeem earnings toward part or even all of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac with no limits. So every time you use it, you're not just shopping for goods. You're shopping for something great. Learn more at buypowercard.com.
Hershey's Spreads. Bring the delicious taste of Hershey's chocolate to anything. Everything. With Hershey's Spreads, the possibilities are delicious.
What makes Florida's natural orange juice taste so uniquely fresh and delicious? Is it the rich Florida soil or the perfect blend of sunshine, rain, and temperature? Maybe it's the fact that Florida's natural oranges are never imported. They're raised right here in Florida and passed with care from our hands to yours. 100% pure, 100% Florida. Florida's natural. Try our new citrus smoothies in the chilled juice section next to our orange juice.
Today we're getting record snowfall.
Radars indicate there's been flooding throughout the area.
We're getting hail the size of golf balls.
Maglite. Turn your light on, America.
Hurricane Iselle to make landfall in Hawaii tonight. In the meantime, we'll get back to that in just a second. Flooding rains in central Florida. Look at the sea breeze and the thunderstorm outflows getting together right along the spine of central Florida. After these go, that should be the last domino to drop. So heads up, my friend, these storms are not going anywhere, okay? Those outflows met right in here. Steering winds are light, storms stay right where they are. We've had the same kind of problem here in western Kentucky, western Tennessee. Look at the flood warnings in effect. West Tennessee, this is just south of Interstate 40. A flood warning is in effect for Hardeman, Haywood, and Madison counties, and that includes Jackson, Tennessee, and it is coming down. Now, if you're driving west from Nashville, slow down, my friend. This is going to hit you like a wall. Just slow down, it'll pass by, and then you're on your merry way. Alex, back to you.
Thank you, David. It has been 22 years since Hawaii had a landfalling hurricane, but the very first time that the Big Island has ever been hit by a major tropical storm. A hurricane warning is in effect, and our Jim Cantori is in Hilo ahead of the hurricane.
The people of Hawaii are on high alert tonight as Iselle approaches the island chain. More than 2 million people are at risk, rushing to prepare for what could be the first recorded hurricane ever to hit the Big Island. Many are scrambling to stock up on vital supplies and prepare for strong winds and dangerous flooding.
So the number one things they're buying is bottled water, batteries, and some people are buying flashlights.
Officials here have been watching and preparing since at least Monday.
But we know that a tropical storm will also bring a lot of drastic effects, such as flooding, high winds, heavy rain. So we're still definitely going to prepare.
What we're concerned about here is the health and safety of the people of Hawaii.
Locals are monitoring the news and social media to stay on top of the storm. And officials are going on the street to warn people, especially those most vulnerable. They're encouraging homeless residents to take shelter before the storm.
Well, there's a list of emergency shelters to go to where you can evacuate to. You're actually in a high flood zone.
Oh,
heck no. Common sense tells me get your butt into a shelter and don't mess with Mother Nature, period.
In a hurricane, most people will need to go to a shelter. And so we have to huddle together, and you got to bring your own stuff, including sleeping bags and your own food and water.
But already some supplies are in short supply as residents rush to prepare.
It sounds kind of serious, yeah, so that's why I was here to try and get some more stuff, but it sounds like it's all gone, so I don't know what we're going to do.
As Iselle makes its approach, people will have to take shelter with what they have, hunkering down for a long night ahead. In Hilo, I'm meteorologist Jim Cantori.
Well, thanks, Jim. Unfortunately for the people of Hawaii, it's not just one storm to worry about. It's a hurricane this evening and tomorrow, that's Iselle, and then the next one, Julio's on the way.
And that has people there on high alert. Joining us now on the phone is Lieutenant Colonel Charles Anthony with the Hawaii Department of Defense. And we want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. At last check, you hadn't seen any effects yet, but we anticipate those to start. And Dave, you had a question that you actually wanted to ask him.
Yes, Colonel Anthony, as far as we know, a tropical storm or hurricane has not hit the Big Island of Hawaii in recent memory. So, since nobody there has experienced what's coming, what would you like to tell them? What do you need to tell them? What do you need them to do?
Well, you know, that is correct. There's never been a recorded hurricane in the history of the Big Island. But, you know, the folks there are very resilient, and believe it or not, they're actually used to dealing with natural disasters of a different type, including things like earthquakes and tsunami that they've had to contend with. So I think most of the residents there are taking this particular natural disaster in stride as well.
What about public? Continue.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, but the one message that we really wanted to get to them is that, you know, again, just hunker down, stay safe. Once it comes time to get into shelter, you know, just stay there and ride out the storm.
And it seems people have really been taking that threat to heart, preparing their kits and seeking their shelter.
I certainly hope they do. That was Lieutenant Colonel Charles Anthony of the Hawaii Department of Defense as Iselle heads toward Hawaii.
My mom just can't stop talking about Walmart's new savings catcher.
You enter your receipt and it compares prices to top stores in our area. If there's a lower advertised price on an item I bought, Walmart gives me the difference.
It's so easy, even a parent can do it.
Go to walmart.com/savingscatcher and enter your receipt.
You drop 40 grand on a new set of wheels, then wham, a minivan T-bones you. Guess what? Your insurance company will only give you $37,000 to replace it. Depreciation, they claim. How can my car depreciate before its first oil change, you ask? Maybe the better question is, why do you have that insurance company?
With Liberty Mutual New Car Replacement, we'll replace the full value of your car. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Xfinity. Stay connected to more of what you love.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, with thunderstorms in the area. Tonight. Friday, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. High 89. Here's our 7-day outlook.
there's a world of passengers. The red eyes.
I'm really tired.
The transfers.
Well, that's kid number 3.
The co-pilots. All sitting, trusting, waiting for a safe arrival. Introducing the all-new Subaru Legacy, designed to help the driver and you care for the passenger in them. The Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
In my opinion, there are basically 2 kinds of people in the world. Those who are happy with their car insurance and those who are not. I was one of the nots. So I went online and got an anonymous quote from the General. I got the car insurance I needed, lowered my monthly payments, and picked my payment due date. Now, I'm one of the happies.
Get an anonymous free quote for affordable car insurance with a 97% customer satisfaction rating. For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that taking pictures of your belongings helps when you have a claim? Or that Farmers offers a policy that'll replace your car with a new one if it's totaled within the first 2 model years? And that parking near a street lamp deters thieves. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Call 1-800-FARMERS and see how much you could save.
With Crizal No Glare lenses, neither water, nor scratch, nor smudge, nor glare of night can keep you from the...
Introducing the new fruit smoothies from Nutrisystem. Plus, get started now with Fast 5. Lose 5 pounds in your first week or your money back. Guaranteed. And it's free.
I'm Corey, and I've lost 40.5 pounds. I lost 30 pounds with Nutrisystem, and I feel great.
You can eat the foods you love and still lose weight. Fast 5 includes Energizing shakes to boost your metabolism and Craving Crusher shakes to crush your cravings. Call now and get a full month's supply of Nutrisystem for less than $12 a day.
The food comes to your house. You don't have to do anything.
Order your 28-day My Way plan and we'll rush you the Fast 5. Free. Lose 5 pounds in your first week or your money back. Guaranteed. Fast 5 includes Energizing and Craving Crusher shakes. Plus, you'll also get a week of our new fruit smoothies absolutely free. You get it all for one low price. Call in the next 4 minutes and get the all-new fruit smoothies free.
I'm 70 pounds smaller and I love it.
35 pounds? Gone.
Call now and lose your first 5 pounds free.
Celebrating a life well lived. Trust the experts at burialplanning.com.
Request your free burial planning kit now.
Right now, Hawaii is in the path of 2 severe storms. Our own Jim Cantori is live from the islands tracking this rare threat. Keep it here on the Weather Channel.
It's 53 minutes after the hour. Brian Norcross here with your tropical update. We've been talking, of course, about this very unusual event and saying, well, it's been 22 years since a hurricane in Hawaii. But, you know, that hurricane was on the completely other end of the Hawaiian Islands on Kauai. And so it has never happened on this island. Not only that, it hasn't happened on the next island or the next one or the next one going west. So this is really, really extraordinary. All right, let's take a look at the Pacific Basin here because that's where all the tropical activity is. And, of course, there are 2 hurricanes there. And Super Typhoon Genevieve, that's a weird one as well because that came all the way across the Pacific, is now heading up into the central part of the Western Pacific and not going to bother anybody. And a little weak system here off of Mexico, not really a problem there. All right, let's look at the water vapor here because the water vapor tells us how much moisture is available in the middle and upper levels of the atmosphere. And look here at Iselle and notice that around it you see the browns around it there. So this one is surrounded by dry air. See down on the legend down there, brown means kind of dry. So that's one of the things that's made Iselle weaken with time, as was expected, as it heads in the direction of the Hawaiian Islands, the weakening in terms of the maximum winds. But look out over here at Julio. 2 things to notice there. One is it's bigger than Iselle in terms of the circulation. Also notice it's not surrounded by as dry an air. So for at least now, Julio has a better environment to move into, which Iselle had working for it a couple of days ago. Now here on the close-up visible satellite where we're looking like a photograph from space, you can see the center is right about in there, and we see that all the weather, the strongest cells with this center now are all on the backside, and we can see the bands out here, but these are not strong bands, but every one of these is going to be gustier as it comes in, but the real strong wind is much closer to the center, and it's going to be later on in the evening Hawaii time kind of overnight or later on in the afternoon to early evening Hawaii time in the early overnight East Coast time. All right, off to the east we go. That's Julio. That's a really well-developed looking hurricane. Be a little surprised if the wind speeds don't come up on that at least a little bit in the estimates by the hurricane experts in Miami, which we'll get here on the next advisory at 11 o'clock Eastern. The estimates as of the 5 o'clock advisory were 105 miles per hour for the peak winds and 970 millibars, moving to the west at 17. So you see still over 1,100 miles to the east of Hilo. So a lot of things can happen in the time between now and the time it gets over to the Hawaiian Islands, and that's not going to happen until the weekend. Here is the forecast track and intensity. And now, again, this is the National Hurricane Center's estimates. They're thinking it'll maintain the intensity it has now and then maybe start a slow weakening trend tomorrow. Although now that we're seeing this very well-developed storm, that may actually hold that off a little bit. But in any case, it runs into the same problems that Iselle had as it approaches the islands, thankfully. This is why you don't normally get hurricanes in the eastern Hawaiian Islands, because the water gets cool is one of the things, and you run into that dry air, which is very predominant in the atmosphere there. And you see weakening moving by to the north of the islands for the center. But remember, we noticed that that was a big storm. So if it's located there for the center, the circulation is still down over the islands all the way along here. Now, obviously, there's lots of time for that forecast track to move north or south, so we'll just see how that goes. Here are the cool waters I was talking about. Look at the greens there. The greens would be generally unfavorable for any kind of intensification and maybe weakening. And look at the track there for Julio. You see that a good part of that track is over the green, and that's why the Hurricane Center is thinking there will be weakening in here and then kind of leveling out when it gets up by the Hawaiian Islands, because it moves back over some warmer water there. And as I said, that cool water is one reason you don't normally see these things.